I don't know if you've ever felt frustrated when you're working a 9 to 5, working long hours, and then at the end of the month, you get a paycheck and it's pretty much living hand to mouth. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but I have. Especially when you have a family and you have children that are growing, as they grow, their necessities, they have different necessities as they go, they're growing. And you're thinking, how can you increase your income? This is something that I know not only me, most people, it bothers them. How can I increase my income? Because you're working so hard, you're showing up every single day, but the only thing that you get from your employer is a thank you. That is, if they do. Some employers don't even appreciate your effort. As long as they, this is like in their mind, as long as I'm paying this person, that's enough. But I know how it is frustrating when you're working so hard and you're just working to pay your bills. You work to pay bills. And there's nothing much that is happening after that. You can't save, you're not investing and all of that. I've been there. I've felt like that. But there's always a way out. And the way out is starting something of your own. When you're working for people, when you're working for individuals or companies, you're creating, you're bringing in a lot of revenue, or it is a big cake, but again, you get a small slice from that cake. I've been there. I've worked as a project engineer, then as a project manager. So I know how it is frustrating when you see the money that you're making for the business and the money they're paying you for such effort. My name is Davis. I own my own exterior cleaning business. We clean driveways, patios, gutters. We clean decks. And this year, 2026, we're adding window cleaning and roof cleaning. So, how to supplement or how to increase your income, you need to think about starting a business of your own. There are two things you could look on or consider when you're starting a business. Either starting a business in the service business or starting a business in the selling products. I, for one, I advocate for people starting businesses, service businesses. Why? Because there's low barrier to entry. There's not a lot of capital that you need to start a service business, especially when you have a full-time job, right? You can provide services in the evening, you can provide services on the weekends, so you don't need a lot of capital to start certain services. Just like exterior cleaning, you just identify what part of the exterior you want to clean. If it's gutter cleaning, you just get a gutter vacuum, a ladder, and the willingness to climb and cleaning gutters. If you're not afraid of heights, and actually, although you're afraid of heights, you can learn and you become confident at working on heights. But at least as you work, you know that this is your own thing. So you put in the effort. You know that you're climbing, you're going up those ladders, but it is your own thing. Before you know it, you get customers. Customers get to know you. One customer recommends you to another customer. That's how you start growing. So if you're frustrated, you don't see a lot of income coming in, the best way to escape that type of life or supplement your income is by starting your own business, you know. So it is something that you could consider if you want to, you know, you're tired, you're sick and tired of the same thing. You're working, but you don't see much. You don't see money in the account after working so hard. You're just working to pay bills. To escape that, just start a business. You know, and sometimes we complicate business. Business is pretty much exchanging. It is just like you're exchanging value. You're providing value and people paying you for that. If it is a service, you're providing a service and people pay you for that. If it is a product you're selling, pretty much you're selling that product, you're buying the product, and then you add value to it, and then people pay you for that. That's pretty much business. But sometimes we complicate business. We think, you know, business is for special people. But no, business can be started by anyone. Business can be started by anyone as long as there's some value that you're providing and people are willing to pay for it. That is pretty much business. You don't have to complicate life. That's how you make money, you know. So consider starting a business if you want to supplement your income, if you want to start something of your own and you're the one who calls the shots. It is not anyone else who calls the shots. It is you who calls the shots. So you can start a business, and then over a period of time, you know that I have something on my own and I'm the one who determines my income, because it is you putting in the time, putting in the effort, and you're the one who has the full cake. It's not like when you're working for someone or a company where they give you a very tiny piece of that cake. So consider starting a business of your own. Consider starting a business of your own. I'm always encouraging, I'm an advocate of people starting their businesses. There's freedom to eat, freedom financially, freedom to spend time with your family. You can go on vacation whenever you want. You don't have to ask permission to do that. You have freedom of choice. So consider starting a business, especially in 2026. You'll never regret it. Of course, starting a business is sometimes daunting. You can ask yourself, how is this going to be possible? How can I start a business? I've never been in business before. But everything has a start. Everything has a beginning. Just start from somewhere. Just start from somewhere. Before you know it, you can be surprised the impact that you can have if you make such a choice. It's just a choice, it's just a decision. And once you make that decision, it can impact your life, it can impact the life of your children. If you have a family, it can impact a lot of people. It's just a matter of you making such a decision. You know, just a decision can change your generation. So choose to start a business. Choose to make an impact. Choose to change the narrative. You know. So I encourage you to start a business. So if you got any value in this video, please consider liking the video, sharing this video with other people that will find it beneficial. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and consider joining our membership by clicking the join button below. You will find people with the like-minded people that are building something. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.